You're given $1,000 cash every day, but anytime you need to poop, you have to use a public restroom. Are you taking the $1,000? Why or why not? I'm not gonna lie, actually shitting in a public restroom is fine. What's deterring me is having to drive somewhere every time I have to take a shit. I'd probably still do it. Yes, because my job is now shitting in public restrooms and I am incredibly well paid, so I am going to do it well. Is it optional each day or do I have to keep the streak alive? I'd do it either way. I'm sure I could come up with a system to make this less painful. I'd poop in front of a live studio audience for $1,000 a day. Hell yes, I'll take that deal. In fact, you can make it a glass public restroom and y'all can come watch. Besides, if it can be any public restroom, I know a few stores that have some really clean ones. Not to mention, because of healthy issues, I only poop 2 or so times a week, so let's do this. On $365,000 a year, I'm pretty sure the public restrooms I'll be using will be very nice. Or I'll just walk into expensive hotel lobbies. $365K per year to walk to the local cafe or supermarket. Yes. My only question is, what happens if there's a weird night poop? The latest place open around here closes at 11 p.m. My IBS is way too unpredictable to rely on being near a public restroom every time I have to poop. Edit. After a few dozen responses, yes, you're all super clever for coming up with the novel and definitely unique solution of just pooping your pants. Before anyone else writes something similar, let me clarify that I am choosing to interpret this question in the most challenging way possible to earn the $1,000 a day. Meaning, any poop episode outside of a public bathroom voids the deal. Pooping your pants voids the deal. In that framework and with that limitation, I'd reluctantly pass on what would otherwise be a pretty good deal. People here really underestimate the impact of a $365,000 salary and overestimate the dirtiness of public restrooms. Anyone who's saying no to this is absolutely mental. For the inconvenience of having to go to a public washroom every time you need to poop, you get over $300K a year in income, assuming it's not taxed. You're literally set for life. You can probably hire a limo driver and a bodyguard to stand guard while you take the most profitable shit of your life. Everybody hates me until they need me. What professions are examples of this? Lawyers and mechanics. You want to have a good one of each, but you never want to have to call either of them. When I was a janitor, I got a lot of hate for knocking out my 8-hour day in 4 individual hour-long chunks of effort. I was always available for spills and got extra work done every day, but spent another 4 hours basically chilling, and management not once got on my case. The other employees despised this until a customer's colostomy bag somehow ruptured in the bathroom. From that day forward, none of them gave a fuck if I was just hanging out on my phone. The U.S. Coast Guard for fishermen and boaters. Usually there's a pretty good working relationship between them, but some hate the Coast Guard for the various inspections they do. But the USCG is also the ones who will come out there in a storm to rescue them. Except people hate me when they need me, too. Plastic surgeons. My uncle is a plastic surgeon and he does only reconstructive stuff, fixing burn victims' faces and stuff like that. But when people ask him what kind of doctor he is and he says plastic surgeon, they usually kinda scoff. Lawyer here. The expectation that because you are a lawyer you know everything about every law everywhere. In reality, most lawyers are highly specialized. Not the clown. Dentists for sure. All the trades guys. They're so expensive. Until that plumber shows up at 2 a.m. to prevent the sewage backup. Or the electrician that fixes an overloaded breaker panel, preventing a fire. Or the carpenter who builds the room for your toddler so you can get some sleep and maybe some sexy time. Definitely tradesmen. Accounting. Lawyer is going to be the most common answer to this question by far, but I suppose any licensed service provider could fall into this category, given the right context. Plumbers are another good example. Everyone thinks they're scum and crooks until the washing machine breaks down. Electricians, contractors, locksmiths, etc. They all fit this mold. Unless you work with them daily, you're not going to be seeing them very often. And you're only seeing them when there's a problem, so you're primed to be upset by the time they even show up. Psychologically, you associate the plumbing issue with the plumber, when ironically, the plumber is there to fix it. Everyone wants to shoot the messenger. IT people and network security professionals are another classic example of this effect. Lineman. Been called a lazy, overpaid drug addict by old men I don't even know. God forbid we go grab lunch or a coffee. Germany. I scrolled a long time and didn't find it. Fast food workers. They're the butt of every demeaning comment about a lack of achievement or the reason why minimum wage shouldn't be raised blah blah blah. But those people get real quiet once they're ordering their Big Mac. Tow truck drivers. What was the kinkiest thing you have done in your life so far? One of my BFS, I'm F if it matters, at the time put my anal hook up my ass and attached it to the leather collar around my neck. I started sucking his cock and from the movement of my head, I had an orgasm. If he reddits and reads this thread, he will so know this is me. He still has my hook. Probably when my then girlfriend invited me over to help her parents with their computer. I got there and she was alone, apparently they were headed home, due any minute. She took me to her room and I bent her over the bed. Right as I came, we heard the front door open, and we'd left her bedroom door open. Quick clean up, fix clothes, and then I met her parents for the first time. Was me and a girl alone in a suite at a hockey game. Third period and nobody had scored yet. We decided to fuck in the suite. Locked the door to the suite and bent her over behind a couch that was in the suite so nobody else could see from other seats in the stadium. The instant I stuck my dick in, our team scored. The announcer was yelling goal and everybody was cheering. She is now my wife of 10 years. Deleted. Got a handjob at the edge of the pit at a Godsmack show in 1999 during Voodoo. Double dominated my ex with another girl. Strap-on spit roast kinda vibe. That's probably up there. I fucked identical twin brothers. MFF3WAY in front of 15 to 20 people at a New Year's Eve party. Not meant to be kinky, just my first time drinking Everclear. In high school, I was having sex with a girl I was dating, who was on top and stood up as she was about to have an orgasm, and squirted on my stomach. It was the only time I've ever seen squirting and been squirted on. Sometimes, I think about it and get turned on. Asked a stranger on Reddit to control my remote toy while I worked. Had my cock sucked on a porn theater stage in front of about 20 people. Logged into Pornhub with my Facebook account. We covered all the windows, put on black lights, she had glow-in-the-dark tongue studs, foreplay with non-toxic glow-in-the-dark body paint and highlighter, and fucked. I was single and just looking for some fun while not in a relationship. Started having sex with a MILF 10 years older than me in an open marriage. Fucked all the time at my house, their house, the woods, the park, changing rooms, etc. Did anal, squirting, deep throat, videos, etc. She opened up about their life and I kind of commented about how he did not treat her right, cause he was really shitty. She had been wanting to leave for a long while but didn't have the courage. She left him. I supported her and continued dating her for 4 years, 3 of which we lived together. Ultimately our lifestyle/goals didn't match up but we ended on really good terms. It was a wild fucking ride in every sort of way. No regrets. I'm just now working on figuring out what I want with the next stage of my life. Asking my BF if we can get donuts after while I was on top. He got excited for donuts and finished within a minute and we got donuts. Update, I showed him this comment and he suggested y'all get donuts as well.